Hello. I've just realised I've left my glasses over there. Hold that thought. Oh, you're going to help, Miss Maddie. Come on then, let's go. Let's go and get Mummy's glasses. Come on. Oh, she's helping. She's helping. Where's Mummy's glasses? Oh, where is Mummy's glasses? You don't know? What do you mean you don't know? What did you do with them? Minor crisis. Hold that thought. Stay there. Silly boy. Not going anywhere. Stay there. Go on, move your bum. Maddie, you're going to sit in your bed. Come on then. Hi guys, Merry Christmas. Merry. Howdy doody. And all that. Lisa, some kind of message. Can't remember what it was. Cody, there we go. Pelican, Chris, Sue, Katie. Hello, Katie. Yeah, I'm not saying that we got up late and therefore lunch was late. And because we had lunch in the afternoon instead of at lunchtime, we fell asleep on the sofa after lunch. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying we're a bit later than planned. Merry. Jen, merry. Yeah, we're a little later than planned. But if you're on time for anything, is it even Christmas, right? Playtime. I want to see if I can get some done in my Christmas junk journal today. Because from January, I'm going to be working in my Junk Journal January book. Obviously, I want to get my Christmas book finished over Christmas, if at all possible. But I am working over Christmas, so I don't know if I'll be able to do it. But we'll try. I'm just trying to... Let's clear the decks a little bit, see if we can get some space going. I haven't tidied up my desk or anything, you know. Hey, Nikki. Hi, Fee. Nikki, it'd be Boxing Day over there for you, won't it? Isn't it already Boxing Day for you? Okay, there's my clips. Might need those in a minute. That's all January stuff. There we go. Okay. And breathe. Oh dear. Miss Maddie's opened all her presents. And all Scooby's presents. Because he didn't know what to do with them. So she's happy now. There's all my bits and bobs. Those are not Christmas bits and bobs. Goodness me, what are you doing? You got an itch, Madge? You got an itch? Hi. Okay, let's put those under there. They're not Christmas. Right. Oh, yeah, another red envelope. That's... Oh, I dumped everything on the table again. Oh, I need to stop doing this. I need to stop just dumping stuff as she dumps stuff from one side of the table onto the other side of the table. Yes. Please don't fall over. Okay, I can't actually move anything over there now anymore. 6 a.m. on Boxing Day for you. Yeah, because Nikki's in Oz, so nice to see you. It's because we're a bit later than usual, isn't it? Okay, now I feel a bit organised, like I've got some idea of where everything is. Oh, can I put that up there as well? Stay. That's going to be a nightmare to try and dismantle later, but I was going to have a look through these to see if any of them had fun stuff that I could include in my Christmas journal, because these are all black and white Victorian type vellum stickers, so I thought they might be quite good. We've got music. I've got music paper though. These are cool. I like these. Hemlock. Oh, it's pre-fountain pen, so can't use that. I think these may all be a little bit too late. Definitely too late for a penny farthing. Too early, sorry. Effloresce. To burst into bloom. That's a nice word if you're looking for a word of the year. Effloresce. Too early for coffee as well. Maddie. Oh, there's a dip pen. I think a dip pen might be okay. That might be good for Bob Cratchit. Sharpie markers. No, they didn't. Definitely didn't have those. Keller and Kurtz. Arundel. Tinted spectacles and eyeglasses. Huh. Have I figured out my word yet? No, I haven't. I know what I want it to feel like, but I haven't figured out what I'm going to actually use yet. I've considered a few different ones. I just had an idea for another one actually that might work. Ooh, look! The ghostly hand of the Ghost of Christmas Future. That could be quite entertaining. I want it to feel like, you know, and I've thought about I thought about flow, but that implies too much forward motion. And then I thought about I've just dropped one on the floor now. There's a word in Romanian, sepuita, which is it's not translatable. It kind of means meander, but meander, again, that implies wandering around without really any purpose. And that's not what I mean either. You know, like when you go window shopping, okay, and you go, there's no rhyme or reason to what you do particularly, but you stop and you pause and you take time and you just look at everything that you get the chance to look at, and then you wander on a little bit more, and you don't have any set plan or any set kind of rules, but you're just kind of out to enjoy things. Yeah. Maybe I'll go with window shop. Window shopping. Because that's kind of what I want, is to just take the time to enjoy things and look at everything a little bit more carefully, rather than, oh, let's do this, and we do it, and then never really get to do anything about it. Hang on a minute, because the one I dropped is a sewing machine, and I know I'm going to want that one at some point. So I'll have to try and pick it up from here. Hi, Scoob, what are you doing? Ah, there we go. Oh, I'm sorry, did I run into you with the chair? I'm sorry, boo-boo. Oh, I'm sorry, Scoob. He's disgruntled. I backed my chair over his new stuffy, so he's taken over to the bed. Oh, he's burying his new stuffy under Maddie's blanket. Oh, I'm sorry, Boo. I hurt his new stuffy. Yeah, purpose is a bit too purposeful. Do you know what I mean? I might have to go with a phrase, because I can't really... I'm struggling to find anything that is a happy middle point between wandering about aim. I need a happy point between doing a very regimental, ordered sort of, let's do this, and let's do this, and let's do this, and let's do this, and, oh, let's just do whatever. I'm looking for the middle point between that. And I can't quite... I know it when I see it. Maybe I need to spend my year looking for that word. Yeah, see, flow is okay, apart from the fact that I've done it before and used it in a different context. And it implies too much forward momentum. Flow, to me, says river. And I want more kind of trickling stream bobbling over the pebbles, you know? My friends have something they call door peeking. Just checking something out to see what's there. No commitment to make it permanent part of their life. They just want to peek behind the door. Exactly! That's what I'm kind of looking for. That's the kind of thing I'm looking for. And not to bounce around from one thing to the other, which is what I normally try to do. But also not to have any regimented kind of do it like this is what we're going to do next, this is how it's going to be, da-da-da-da. But just kind of each thing you do kind of informs the next thing you do. Kind of like a trickle-down effect. Trickle. That might work. No. I don't need balance. I've got balance. The trick, I take my idea of balance and living a balanced life from Tom, what's his name's 4-hour work week. Maddie, make a bit more noise, please. From, I can't remember his surname, Tom something, he wrote the 4-hour work week. And his arguments against living a balanced life, or looking for a balanced life, or seeking balance, I think he says seeking balance, is don't live an imbalanced life in the first place, and then you don't need to worry about it. So I don't really live an imbalanced life in the first place. Traipse. Gallivant. Ooh, gallivant. Oh, gallivanting around. My mum used to use that word a lot. So did my grandmother. Will you stop gallivanting around? Oh no, I've pulled the wrong sticker off. See, you're talking to me and I've pulled the wrong sticker off. This has to be the ghost of Christmas yet to come. Okay, I think I'm going to do... Here's what I'm going to do with this. Because I've got... Did I do this on camera? I can't remember. I did it on camera, but I think I might have done it for class, maybe. I don't know. I did. This is the ghost of Christmas yet to come. This is not mine. This is from a scrapbook page. Actually, it's from the DC WAV Ghosts scrapbook. And this is the other side of it, and I drew Ebenezer and Tim Cratchit graves on here. Because the creature comes out of the mist. And all he sees of this creature, he can just about... Tim Ferriss, thank you, Lisa. You can just about make out the shape of the figure against the blackness, enough to notice that it's a figure. But other than that, all he sees is a hand pointing him forward. So I was thinking, how about we put the hand pointing him forward somewhere about... Well, how about right in the middle? Onward, Scrooge. Onward. B. No. I'm Sagittarius with Jupiter conjunct ascendant. Just B is not something I do. Yeah, I'm very much into his idea of, you know, don't live an imbalanced life in the first place and then you don't have to worry about balance. And I was like, huh, you got a point there, mate. No. I'm not liking your word suggestions today, Cody. We're on different wavelengths. Is that Capricorn moon got you off track? Usually the first thing you say is like, there it is. I knew you'd get it. But I'm not liking your suggestions today. Isn't that strange? Capricorn new moon must be messing with your vibe. Being is hard for you. See, it's not for me. I don't understand how people can't just be in the present. How can you be anything but in the present? Look, here I am in the present. Ta-da! You know, I'm doing this. This is what I'm... What am I being right now? I'm being mum to two fur babies who are having their after lunch baths. Well, Scooby's licking the armchair, but you know. And a junk journaler who does what I do. Moon energy might be a bit too much for you. You have a migraine. Oh, there you go, see? You're all off. You're off kilter. Isn't it funny how it's so obvious with you when you're either fully switched on or you've got a day where you're just completely off. There's no in between with you ever. Lisa, I remember what it was. The quoth the Raven. I sent you the link on... I found you on Instagram and I sent you the link. Okay, where's Bob Cratchit? I got this one out twice and I still haven't stuck the bit on. There's Bob Cratchit with his little... Because I thought the picture is him warming his hands. So I thought with his books and everything, and then his because he's a clerk, isn't he? Let's put it... Fill that corner there. And then I can write there and write there. I think if I put it there, it won't stand out very much. Oh, it might actually, if I put it there. I quite like that. Yeah, I found you on Instagram. I think you're following me anyway, and it's got your name on it, so I've messaged you on there. With the link. See, I remembered because I wrote it down. I hate to say it, but my Filofax bullet journal is working really well at the moment. Oh dear. Okay, there's that. And then I think I might save this one for Fred's party. Fred's party, because I've already got this kind of music for Fred, and then I've got the Fezziwigs have got the vintage music because it was in the past, so they've got all the old fashioned music paper. So I think I'll leave this one for Fred. So Fred will be, let's see, there's the Cratchits. And then I expect one of these here will be Fred. I think what I'm going to do is keep, because it's Christmas present. Where does he go from? Have I done I did the Cratchits out of order, didn't I? Because I wanted to use that page. So if I use these bits, these grey pages for my Christmas stuff. If I use those pages for my Christmas stuff, I can kind of have it like that. And then the mist rolls in. There's the Ghost of Christmas Present leaving. The mist rolls in. Ignorance and Want. And then the Ghost of Christmas Future. I don't know. I don't know. I can't. Whatever. And yes, I am now aware that I drew a megaphone instead of a fire putter outer thing. But it's okay. We'll pretend that we knew that all along. That's what we'll do. The 1951, the one with is that George Scott? 51. I like the one with Alistair Sim. I've already watched Christmas Carol with Patrick Stewart. The one with Albert Finney, the musical one. I tried again to get through the animated one with Jim Carrey, and I just can't do it. I just don't like that one. I'm sorry, I can't make it through that one. I've watched George Scott. I'm not good with the dates, you see. Alistair Sim is the next one. That's the one I saved till last. That's Christmas evening, and then I watch It's a Wonderful Life. So tonight will be Alistair Sim. I love Alistair Sim. I love the bit where he wakes up and he looks in the mirror and he goes with his hair. Oh, I've got to stop to bed. Oh, and Mrs. Dilber in keeping with the situation. Oh, they're so funny. Vincent Price. Oh, yes. He narrates it. The rest of it's not very good, but the narration is amazing. I wish he'd done a reading one. Yeah, there's a new one on BBC, isn't there? I don't have TV, so no. My mum's been watching it. She'll tell me if it's any good. She's got it all saved up. What do I have to do? Let's get organised here. Come on, I'm half an hour in and I haven't done anything yet. Okay, this is Christmas at the Cratchits. This needs some finessing. There's some not right things going on, and I haven't got everything written down. Where's my list? I need my list with all the scenes so I know what I've done and what I haven't done. Okay, so pencil. We've met Scrooge. Fred's invitation, that's there. And Christmas Eve in the office, that's Bob Cratchit. And then we've got Yule, Saturnalia, Yule, Winter Solstice. Jacob Marley. It's not getting old, I love it. Scrooge's Vision, Marley's Ghost, Scrooge's Last Chance, The Spirits, that's Scrooge's Last Chance, The Ghost of Christmas Past, and then we've got The Lonely Childhood in the Schoolroom, Fran and Belle. That's going to be those 3 pages. I suppose I could work on those. We've got The Fezziwigs and Belle Part 2. The Night Marley Died. That's Belle Part 2. I haven't done that a bit yet. The Ghost of Christmas... Oh, The Ghost of Christmas Past exits. And then we've got The Ghost of Christmas Present. Oh, I was going to do the Ghost of Christmas Presents page, wasn't I? That would be a suitable thing to work on today, I guess. And I can fit Saturnalia in here as well, because that's to do with the Horn of Plenty and everything. Christmas Market, that would go with the Horn of Plenty. Then we've got the Cratchit's Christmas. Then we've got Fred's Party. Then the mist starts rolling in. And we've got ignorance. Oh, I can't say that word. Ignorance and want. More mist. It's too many pages here. I'm going to have to do something about that. And then... Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come. And then Old Joe's Shop and Caroline and Tiny Tim. No, not Tiny Tim. And then Scrooge's Tombstone. I could do with another hand, couldn't I? I bet I've got one of those big hands going, you, Scrooge. And then we've got Christmas Morning. That would be cool for Christmas morning, wouldn't it? And then Boxing Day, where he plays his trick on Bob. And then I want to use a bit of this at the back. Let's do the Ghost of Christmas Present today, shall we? Because I'm nearly done. I can't believe I'm nearly done, but I'm nearly done. Hi, Brenda. Is that Brenda? Yeah. Hi, Mara. Oh, it was Mara said about Vincent Price. I didn't realise that was you, Mara. Pink Pearl, hi there. Right, okay. Ghost of Christmas Present. He sees the light shining under the door. And then... the Ghost of Christmas Present. Ooh, maybe I could turn this into a door. Oh, wouldn't that be cool? Ghost of Christmas Present. Oh, yes! Oh, yes! Oh, okay. Okay. So this is going to be Scrooge. I need a pen. This bit's going to be Scrooge. Scribble piece. Scribble paper, there we go. Oh, that's not a very good pen. That's far too thick. Where's my sketching pen? That's better. That one will do. Oh, no. Oh, there's that one. I don't think I can use that pen on that paper though. There's my sketcher pen. One of them anyway. Where's my other one? Oh. There he is. Because I started, there we go, that's better. I started sketching. All these Bics are supposed to be the same, but they're not. Hey Rish. I've only just got started, you're fine. Okay, let's pop this down here a little bit. And pop this down here. That should help. There we go, that's better. So I'm thinking instead of where's my pencil case with all my pens in it? Well, I don't mean this one. I know it's got lots of pens in it. It hasn't got the pens in it that I want. How about if we do so the door can be over here. So kind of, he's so scared because it actually says that the light is more scary than any phantom's appearance could have been because he didn't know what it meant. So I'm thinking maybe if we do the door like larger than life, like a really big door. Like this door looks like it's coming towards Scrooge almost. And all this light flooding out from underneath, and there's a keyhole that's got light streaming out from it as well. And we can make the door a little bit more ornate and, you know, woody like. And then he's got his locks on the door, hasn't he? So he's got, that keyhole might be a little bit large. So he's got his locks there. Let's say he'd have his keys up here. His big key for his door. Up there somewhere on a hook. And maybe he'd have a shop bolt as well. So let's put a shop bolt over as well. So there and there, and a big shop bolt there like that. And he lived in a rather grand house, so I'm thinking maybe he could have one of these big 4-panelled Victorian doors. Like that. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't really see that, can you? Just imagine just imagine I've drawn a door and it's got locks and keys and light coming out from underneath it. I'm wondering if I should just paint this, you know. Might be easier to just paint it. Shall I just paint it? Why not, eh? That's what I say. Well, if you say that's what you say, Betsy, then so do I. Oh, Topper is so creepy. It's funny because in the book he's not creepy at all. In the book he's Fred's best friend and he's a really nice chap, and you know, he just happens to be besotted with Fred's wife's sister, you know. But All the films make him really creepy. It's funny. Okay. I haven't done any painting in this one actually, so that'll be fun actually. Fun to do something a bit different. I'm going to need to change my water though. I mean, look at this. I'm sorry, I'm almost out of water here as well though, so I'm going to get some water and I'll be right back. Oh, 1 second. Hi Boo. Right, Miss Maddie. What are you doing? Boy. Oh. All right, there we go. Butterfly, Pam, hi there. Where am I going to put this now? Running out of room to put things on. Over there. There we go. Okay. I wonder if I can use gouache on this. Let me move that box. Good boy. Probably can, but we may have to test it. But that's okay, because I've got plenty of extra pages at the back here that I'm probably not going to need. So, is that the same paper? That's actually the same sheet of paper, so let's take a bit of that. Wait a minute. If that's the same sheet of paper, that means I can take that out. That's one less sheet I need. Huh. Okay, that works. And then I can do the Ghost of Christmas Present on here in the light. And then I've got 2 less pages there to worry about. There we go. Okay, so now I need to get that piece of paper there. Let's take a bit of this off so that I can paint on it and try out colours and things. That makes that a bit easier. Perfecto. Where's my other clip gone? See you, Pelican. Sorry I didn't actually get anything done. It's not like I plan anything, is it? Not for these anyway. Okay. So let's just test. Test out the old gouache, shall we? On here. That's my cloth. Oh, where's my brushes? There we go. I'm trying it with a bit of watered down gouache first, because if I can use watered down gouache, then ordinary gouache will be absolutely fine. Looks like we'll be okay. Does that mean I can put a water wash on it? Seems to take water okay. Okay then. That works. In that case, let's paint Scrooge. I don't want to get too detailed with it. You finally finished your book last night. Was it good? Because you were a bit worried that it wasn't going to be worth reading it every day, only to have a bit of an anticlimax at the end, weren't you? Quite impressed with how that paper takes that, actually. That's the Canson pastel paper. It's not even meant for wet media. Okay. So let's sketch in roughly where I want the door to be. Of course, I don't have a regular ruler, so let's use a bit of paper. So if we draw the door there and there, let's think about perspective. That's a bit, let's say the room goes up like that in perspective. And Scrooge is going to be looking at it kind of like that in perspective. So let's say about there. Maybe not quite that steep. A little bit less. That's better. And then maybe make it a little bit taller and have it go off the page. It'll be easier than trying to match perspective on top and bottom. So let's do that. So there's the door. So we want, whoa, can't hold my pencil. So panelling. Let's see, panel. Panel. Whoops. Panel, 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 and panel, and whoops, it's not easy to use a piece of paper as a ruler, and panel, and we'll have a lock. Let's say perspective, the lock will be about there. Let's have his slide bolt there, and then his big key lock down here, so that the light shines directly at Scrooge's face over here. How about that? It's a good way of making his face lighted up without having to do too much detail around the rest of it. And because the door has got light streaming out from under it and all that kind of stuff, we won't have to do too much detail. We can leave a lot of the room dark. So perspective will be, let's see, we'll draw a little bit of the skirting boards, big old Victorian skirting boards, a little bit of door frame. There and there, and there's the light streaming out this way, streaming out that way. Yes, that'll do. Maddie, stop that noise, please. Christmas mystery. You didn't like the ending? It had an amazing story that built up and then didn't seem to end. Oh, I hate that. When it just feels like they ran out of ideas. There's nothing worse than having a book that builds up and builds up and builds up, and you like the characters, and you like where it's going, and you're into the story, and you're trying not to guess what the ending is, and then it's some really naff ending that doesn't make sense. You're like, what, were you on a deadline or something? All right, let's get some good old dark browns going in here. Oh, I think my water went down the wrong way, sorry. Bit of red. Let's have a nice big old mahogany door. I'm junk journaling. Hi. I'm actually painting. I'm not sewing. Well, I'm not sewing at the moment. That doesn't mean I'm not going to be sewing at some point. Just means I'm not sewing right now. Okay, I think I'm going to use some dark green in the shadows since it's Christmassy. And the door's red. We'll use some green in the shadows. I don't want to put too much detail in, so I'm going to go straight in with a big square brush, I think. And start that way. I'll tell you what, since we've got somebody new here, just very quickly, this is what I'm working on. It's a Christmas Carol junk journal. So I've done most of these pages on camera, so they're all on previous things. This is what it's looking like so far. Jacob Marley! Never gets old. Oh dear. So I haven't been working on it in order. I've been working on all sorts of different things. But there's the ghost of Christmas past. And now he's waking up to a strange light under his door, which is going to be the ghost of Christmas present. I go running back in time with angels to visit Bethlehem on the day Jesus was born. Okay. Sounds like an enormous snooze fest from where I'm standing. Perhaps I don't want to read it. The door knocker's never getting old, no. I'm going to be doing the door knocker for years to come. So now we're up to... This is the part where Scrooge wakes up and he hears the bell stroke toll 1 and he goes, huh, nothing's happened. And then the whole room lights up and he's like, what's that light?
What's going on?
Chapter 14, I believe, in the audiobook, if you're in class. Now, I don't want to paint around things, but gouache is quite hard to paint over sometimes. if it's not completely dry. So I'm just going to kind of avoid the bit where I want to put light. And I'm painting the door in panels so that the brush strokes will show. Where the sections of the door are, and then I can go back in and do the... I managed to do this just the right width of the brush. Look at that. It's a shame I don't have a steady hand to do a straight line. Gosh, I'm very shaky today. It's been a while since I've done any painting. I think I'm a little out of practice, and I haven't done a warm-up today because I haven't done anything yet. This is what happens when you don't warm up before you start painting, you see. You start making a gigantic mess. But hey, it's Christmas. I don't care. I'm painting. It's fun. If you don't have very steady hands, a good trick is to use your finger. Like roll your finger up like that, if you can, and use that as a guide, running it down the page, or even run this knuckle down the page. So you had fantasy and reality mixed together, and the ending was really just hit you really hard in the face. Yeah, that doesn't... I think you need to go and watch Scrooged, because that's got fantasy and reality, and Carol Kane hits Bill Murray really hard in the face. It's much better. Hi, Happy Scrappy. Not seen you for a while. Lots of people here today are having a day off for a change. They're usually working when I'm streaming. Oh, heavens. Come on. Just at least try and go in a straight line. There we go. Yeah, I'm very shaky today. Oh well. C'est la vie. Okay, let's do... let's let that side dry. Let's do his door frame here. I'm deliberately going to leave a bit of a gap so that I can see where the lines are. And there's the skirting board. What was I watching the other day? And somebody talked about some kind of panelling. And I gathered that it was some kind of piece of wood somewhere in the room, but I couldn't work out what on earth he was talking about. And then it turned out he was talking about what we call a skirting board. I think it was on Goodwitch. And George was painting the, you know, the skirting boards that they skirt the edge of the room for you to put the carpet under, right? Or the wood boards, or whatever it is you're putting down. Only he called them something completely different. I couldn't work out what he was talking about. And then I saw him later on painting them. I'm like, oh, skirting boards. Okay. Oh, oops. I just painted through the bit where the light's going to be. Never mind. Okay, so there's the top of the door. And then we have a bit of the top of the door frame going up there. There we go. Bit of door panel there. Baseboard. Thank you. That's not what he called it, but he did call it. I think he might have been calling them baseboard panels. I think that's what he called them, baseboard panels. And I was like, the what? Who? What's one of them? And why would you want to paint them? Turns out they're skirting boards. Yeah, I think that's what he called them, baseboard panels or something like that, or base panels. He might have called them base panels. Okay, so that's going to be where the middle of the door is, roughly there. Let's paint that in across. And then I'll have to figure out where the light is to work out where the shadows are going to be on the panels. That'll be fun. And Victorian panels. Up until I moved into this flat, which has fire doors, because it's 2 flats, it has to have fire doors. All the other houses I've ever lived in that were the same time frame have all been, which is Victorian, have all been wood panel doors, because we tend to keep the original features here. Because if you've got hardwood doors that have been painted over 50 times since the 1900s, when they suddenly decided that they wanted to paint everything white, then all you do is you take your wooden door off, blast it with a bit of heat, and about half an inch of paint comes off it. And then you can revarnish it, you see. And you've got lovely hardwood wood panel doors again. So nobody ever takes them off. They just keep painting over them until they want to go back to the original wood. Or until the paint gets so thick that it just starts coming off anyway, which is what's happening to my back door, actually. I've got an original back door, and all the paint's starting to just come off it in chunks. So I told the landlord, and he said, "Oh, I'll have to come and sort that out." Oh, just leave it till like the weather gets nicer, and then you can take the door off and just take it out of the back and just scrape all the paint off, and it'll just come off straight away. You don't have to do anything to it. Oh, I'm not really watching chat, sorry. That's why you miss so many of my streams, because you're working, yeah. Not all of us have the luxury of having a job that involves basically sitting at home making stuff all day, which is what I do. Well, I don't really just sit at home making stuff. I'm not just there's 2 ways you can go with this. You can either just make stuff to sell on Etsy. Just. Like it's that easy. Just make stuff and sell it on Etsy. Or you can make stuff to sell, or you can make stuff and teach, and I teach. So I do get a lot of time to just sit and make stuff, but I also have a lot of time spent coming up with ideas for classes and doing all the teachery admin type side of it. Mika's not here, and I didn't really want to do it when she's not here. She's got her friend over. Mika had a unexpected friend come over for Christmas that she's not seen in a long time, so that's lovely. But that's why Mika's not here, in case you're wondering, because she was going to be here. Due to a variety of reasons that have all suddenly piled up on her, Mika's decided not to continue with the admin job in the new year. She did only take it on really until while we sorted out the backlog. And thanks to her and Carol, and Risha's been still working on some bits, we have sorted out the backlog and I can get stuff done over the Christmas. So we have a new admin starting in January. She's going to be doing some training up with Mika over the holidays. I think she's still here. Yeah, she's still here. There she is. Hang on. There you go. I don't know if that comes up as a little thing. I don't know if it gave a little notification. It might not have done. I just gave you some phenomenal cosmic power. There you go. There's Katie. Katie's our new admin. She's taking over from Risha. Risha's going back to being a mod because she's got some other things that she needs to deal with. And Katie's going to take over the daily admin. So, thank you, Katie, for doing that. Hopefully she'll be with us for a while. Oh, I swear, I'm really nice to my mods and my admins. I don't know why I go through them so fast. Oh dear. I am really nice to them, I promise. I need to take some of that off. I think I need to lift some. I'm gonna, because you can re-wet gouache, I'm going to attempt to lift some of this where the light's going to be, but I don't know if it'll work because I don't know if the paper will handle the water, but we'll give it a try and see what happens. Oh, that brush has got colour in it. Let's use another brush that doesn't have colour in it. There we go. Well, I try not to scare any of them away. No, both me, KK and Mika have stopped for personal reasons. It wasn't to do with me. Mika is actually really gutted because she likes doing it. In fact, if anything, she likes doing it a little bit too much. She doesn't step away, even when I tell her to. But yeah, so KK will be your point of contact for class payments and, you know, if you don't know where to go for stuff and technical help and all that kind of thing. Oh, you just carry on. If you email now, Risha, I know about yours and I know about Jane. So just email where you were going before and either me or Mika will pick it up. If you've already been talking to Mika, you will continue talking to Mika until you're finished. That's why we're having a bit of a swap over for a change rather than... Because she's stepping down in the new year rather than just suddenly not doing it anymore. I like doing the admin stuff. I just don't have time. When you think how long it takes to organise, just to organise one person with time zones, deciding, you know, when they're going to do their private session, that can take up to 3 hours of my day, just that. And until that's sorted, I can't settle to do anything else. So it's not like I can say, oh, I'll shoot off this quick email and then I'll go and paint something. I can't work like that. So it's really handy to have somebody in the background that I know, you know, the emails are being taken care of. I don't need to worry about it until they come to me and say, oh, I need to sort this out. But yeah, no, we're having an official changeover. So anybody who new who contacts us will deal with Katie, who's Mika's currently walking her through everything and showing her where everything is and how it all works, and doing the Patreon for the beginning of the month with her. And then if you've already been dealing with Mika, she'll finish off sorting you out because there's only about 3 of you left. But I know what's going on with you guys anyway, so it'll either be me or Mika that gets back to you. Hi, Sue. Oh. I said Sue, not Siri.
Hello?
No! Go away! I said hi, Sue, when Siri's talking to me. I've got this creepy voice going, hello. Hey, Siri. Go silent.
Media volume set to 0%.
The creepiest thing that ever happened to me with Siri was... Oh, I don't want that colour yet. I want the white first. The creepiest thing I ever had with Siri, and it was pretty hilarious, was I was having a nap and it was dark and I couldn't see where my phone was, so rather than trying to that's not my white paint that I want. Oh, there it is. Oh, baby, are you comfy? Maddie's sitting right across my foot. Siri's lonely. Well, yeah, well, he can continue to be lonely because I don't want to talk to him right now. Sorry, I'm just looking for something to put this on. Oh, that'll do. Bit of... What's that? I don't know. Bit of plastic. That'll do. Yeah, it was dark in the room. I couldn't see where my phone was, but I knew my iPad was somewhere and it was charged. So I did the whole, hey, S, what time is it? Hello, the time is currently such and such and such and such. And without thinking, I said, thank you. And he went, I don't wish to alarm you, but you just said thank you to a digital device. I'm like, excuse me. Okay, so we're going to have I'm using a bit of acrylic for this because the white acrylic will come out white on this paper, whereas the white gouache will come out grey on this paper. Let's have a bit of it coming out onto this side as well. So I'm using this as kind of a background for the... I could have used gesso, but I'm using this as kind of a background for the paint that I want to put over the top. I think gesso I would have needed a couple of coats because my gesso is not very thick. Whereas with this, you can get it nice and bright white straight away, you see. Okay, so that is coming out that way as well. And that. So let's paint all this bit in. So I want this bit to be like a spotlight. I'll paint in around the key in a minute. Or the keyhole rather. I want this to come out here, illuminating Scrooge's face over there, you see. Whoops. Doesn't matter. If in doubt, smudge it around with your finger. And I think I could put like maybe a couple of little chinks of light coming through these gaps, maybe. That's kind of cool. Probably should do that later after I paint the rest of the door. But that'll be good, that'll work. It's acrylic, I can paint over it, it doesn't matter. Acrylic is not a stable surface for gouache, and any fine artist will tell you that. What they fail to remember is that there's such a thing as matte acrylic, which actually holds with... Oh, there's Mika! We just did your announcement that you weren't going to be continuing to the new year and that you were handing over to Katie. I didn't think you were going to make it. If I'd waited 5 minutes, you would have both been here. What a shame. But yeah, thank you to Mika for all her help, and Carol, and Risha. And Cody, who's been sitting in the background running the forums and keeping those tidy for me, while everybody else has been doing crazy admin stuff. So Mika still be around to help with technical stuff in the in Zoom and in class and stuff like that, and on the forums and things. But Katie's going to be doing the actual admin. Okay, I'm going to let that dry a second. I'm liking this. Oh, I think it looks really good, actually. I think it looks good because I can see what it's going to look like when I'm finished. Oh, okay, so where's the light and where's the shadow going to be? This is going to be tricky. Maybe I'll just paint it like a normal door and just have the light coming from kind of that way up, and then yeah, maybe I'll do it like that. Just do it as if the light's coming from the bottom up, because it's going to be really tricky to do otherwise. Multiple light sources, but it's supernatural light, it's not real light. So would supernatural light cast a shadow? Yeah. So Mika just be doing like forum stuff, and you know, if anybody's got a technical problem in Zoom in class or anything like that, or anything like that, kicking out spammers in YouTube, that sort of thing, which is what she was doing before. That's what she's always done. So Marie, you were the one who needed to transfer your board, were you? Don't worry, I did the same thing. I had to move my board as well. Hi. Okay, so because it's Christmas and I'm using a red for the door. Hi, boo-boo. You had chimkin and turkey bits and rice for dinner. So you're not having any more dinner just yet. Your little tummy must be full. Okay? So don't start asking for more dinner just yet. Come on, go and lie down with Maddie. Oh, no, don't be embarrassed. It's because of the way Trello's set up, anybody can do anything. So there's always a chance that somebody's going to end up deleting something they shouldn't or moving something they shouldn't, and it's usually me, if I'm honest. Don't be at all embarrassed. It's better. Because the way I look at it is, if people are making mistakes, it means they're using the board, right? And they're playing with it and trying to do more with it, which is good. That's why we've got it. You're an Android person until you realised Procreate is only on iOS. You had an iPad Pro, didn't realise Siri was activated and almost peed yourself when Siri randomly started talking. Oh, that's funny. Oh, I like that. I had voice activation on my Android, so... When does When Frogs Sing 2020 start? The official start day for teaching is the 7th, Tuesday the 7th. But we're doing our traditional introductory week of PDFs. So the first onwards, there'll be 3 or 4 PDFs where you get an intro to the class, you do your word of the year, you do your animal of the year, you do your something else that I can't remember what it was. And I thought we might do a tarot card this year as well, since we're focusing on tarot. I thought that might be an interesting one to add in. Oh, planning. We look at the word of the year, your spirit animal, totem animal, messenger, etc. Because even if you do that every year, and word of the year, it changes. So you can always do something new. Then we're going to do your planner for the year and a little bit more focus on the pagan planning side. And then tarot card draw. And that will all be in the 1st to the 7th. I'm going to say probably 1st, 3rd and 5th. And the 7th we'll probably do the tarot card draw. And then the Thursday we'll talk about your tarot cards. Do a little bit more, like a brief overview, introduction type thing. That's my guesstimate at the moment, anyway. So, if you're in 2020 and you don't have a set of tarot cards, you can use oracle cards, or you can just go online and just find a deck that you can see online and just look at that. Do it that way. Because choosing a card, I mean, you will need a working deck for next year if you want to join in the tarot bits. But actually choosing a card, you can just go online and find a deck that you like and then sift through and find a card that you'll see when you see the PDF. You don't have to have a set right now. So wait until the January sales is what I'm saying. Oh, and I got a new set of oracle cards. Look at these, aren't they cute? Cool. This is the Literary Witches. This was my present. Remember I said I had a present from Val? She got it from my Amazon wish list for me. Isn't that nice of her? So this is it's 40. Is it 40 writers and 30? No, I think it's 30 writers and 40 familiars. Yeah, so you get a writer. So they're all female writers and they're taken from the Literary Witches book. And then they're... oh, yeah, here we go. Based on Literary Witches, a celebration of magical women writers by Taisha, somebody I can't pronounce, and Katie Horan. That reimagines visionary women writers as witches. So it's got really cool people like Sylvia Plath and stuff like that. So it's 30 author portraits, which is the witches, plus 40 paintings that are their like additional books, additional features, additional pictures, that's what I'm looking for. So they got familiars and there's a couple of tools in here as well, like the noose and the knife and things like that. So it's really cool. What does an oracle deck mean? Do you mean the difference between a tarot deck is it's a divination tool, basically. It can't tell you the future, but it can give you guidance. And it's usually pulling out your subconscious from what you already know, but you don't realise you know it. Oracle cards are more kind of... they're the grown-up version of a magic 8-ball. You can ask them questions and get guidance, or you can say, you know, I've got this important meeting today. What is my best way of moving forward to make it a success? You know, that kind of thing. And you can do that with tarot or oracle. But oracle cards are generally just a symbol. Generally, they're not all the same. But generally, oracle cards are a symbol. They're symbolic. So, like an animal one, you might get a fox, which means be cunning. Or you might get a wolf, which means, you know, stand on your own 2 feet. You know, be the one who can stand on their own. Or be a mouse, you know, be quiet and unobserved and see what's going on, you know, that kind of thing. So, yeah, it's the box set. It's the proper box set. I want to get the book because the book sounds fascinating. And there's some really interesting characters in here as well. Like this girl, Mirabai. She disappeared. Her husband's family tried to poison her several times for her devotion to Krishna for some reason. She wrote erotic poetry to Krishna and they didn't like it, so they tried to poison her. And eventually she ran into one of Krishna's temples and just poof, disappeared. Legend has it that, you know, so there's all kinds of crazy stories. They suspect she just dressed up as one of the temple members and ran away, basically. But there's all sorts of folklore about how she met Krishna in the temple and he was so impressed with her poetry that he took her under his wing and she merged with the god and became part of him and all that kind of stuff. So it's all very mythical and fascinating. Okay, so we need another line there and there and there. Okay. So because it's Christmas and we've used a red door, I'm going to mix some of the red with some Christmassy green to get shadow. Because if you mix the two together, you get mud. But you also get a really complementary dark shade. This is all dry now, so I can now go into this and start lining it out. Yeah, I should have waited till I'd finished the door before I put in the white bit up here, but that's okay. Okay. I'm just going to put dark bits where there's no white, and then I'll come back in and put the chinks. It shows kind of like the door doesn't quite fit properly that way, which I like. I like that idea. Let's do the outline of the door first, and then we'll try and figure out those panels, because the panels go up and down, so that's going to be interesting. Oh, you know what? I could just take this out of here. Now I've lined up the white, I can take it out of the book. That'll make it a lot easier to paint on, because I can just move it around then. There we go. So with people asking about card decks, and obviously showing that they are beginners to card decks, the next question usually I get is, how do you choose a card deck? There are a myriad of ways of choosing a card deck, and you've got to go with what feels right to you. But what I always say to people is, just go with something that looks pretty. If it's pretty, and you look at it and you go, oh yeah, I see what that card means. That's what's important, okay? You don't want to be looking at cards and then looking at the card and having absolutely no idea what that card is about. I mean, you do. You look at some cards and you're like, what the hell is that about? And you look it up in the book because you don't understand it, and then you're no wiser when you've done that. Hi, Brenda, too. Got both Brendas in at the same time. Yeah, so if you look at a card decks and you like, you don't like the pictures, you're not particularly, it's not your kind of art, you just don't, you know, you kind of see what they mean when they're talking about something, but then you're like, I wouldn't necessarily have interpreted it like that. I don't really see it. I wouldn't have got that without the book. Then that's not the deck for you. What you want is one where you look at it and you go, oh, look, it's a little cat playing with a piece of string. Oh, that means getting back in touch with your childish nature and learning to play with things and finding fascination in ordinary everyday stuff. Right? It's obvious. The Crow deck. Oh, the Crow deck is amazing. You need the Crow deck, Knit. It's so you. As soon as I saw it, I thought, this is one that Mara needs to get. It's on Amazon, you know. That's where I got mine. I don't know if I've got it out. But it's absolutely fantastic. If you want an Oracle deck that's just really nice, just nice, you just want nice cards to pull a card and get a nice message, these are brilliant. Chris Carr and Laurie Portker, Crazy Sexy Love Notes. The work, look, believe. Look at the beautiful pictures. They're just so cute. How could you not like these pictures? And they're just so uplifting. They're cheerful. You know? Slow down. Spend some time sitting with your cat. You know? They're just really cute cards. Well worth it. They're not expensive. You can get them pretty much anywhere. Highly recommend these. They're really good. The Crow Tarot. Brenda. Have you not seen the Crow Tarot either? I don't know if I can reach it. It might be under this nightmare of a desk situation. Is it under here somewhere? Or did I... I don't know where it is. I piled everything up out of the way over here and now I don't know where it all is. But I don't think I've got my... No, it's not in there. I haven't got it out to hand. Go on Instagram. Look for Crow_tarot. That's her name. MJ Kulinai. She does the Crow Tarot. She's done the Grimalkin Tarot and she's done the Dog Tarot, which I've also got. Have you ever thought of making your own tarot or oracle cards? I actually do have some oracle cards that I've made, but I make oracle cards for myself. I don't make a deck. I have no interest in making a deck for other people. Absolutely not. No. I encourage people, if they want an oracle deck, you need 44 cards for a basic oracle deck. Make your own. Pick 44 words, objects, things that inspire you, and just cut down some journal cards and put something on on as a picture. You know, you can collage it, you can draw it, you can paint it, you can do anything you want with it. Make your own. I would rather teach, and we do this in class, and we'll pick it up again next year, so you better all be digging out your old sets that we started. Hi, Boo-Boo. I would rather teach you how to make your own deck and put your own deck together and come up with your own imagery than I would make one for you. But if you're interested in a deck, Bun is working on a deck. It's taking her forever, and I don't know if she'll ever finish it. But, you know, she's working on a deck, and it's awesome. So, keep your eye out for hers. But no, I've got no interest in making my own deck, unless it's for me. I make occasional cards for my students. You know, if I make an oracle card for me, for myself, I'll quite often give my students a version of it. But as for actually making and publishing a deck, no, that's never going to happen. I don't have that kind of patience. Can you imagine? Just the major arcana, I'd be bored. All right, so let's think. That panel sticks out, so that bit of wood will be dark. Okay, so let's do that bit of wood there and there will be darker, and there. Get out of my presents bag. There's nothing in there for you. Minx. I think he's hungry again already. How are you hungry again already? You can have dinner part 2 in a minute when I'm done. Settle down, boo-boo. Oh, you have the crow deck. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, it's the girl who's done the dog and the Grimalkin. I've got the dog on order. It literally, the day I asked her if it had come in yet, because I had the money sitting there waiting to get it, and she said, yes, I've just received it this morning, and she put one up on the website for me. Boo! Come on, settle down. It's not second breakfast time yet. Okay, let's put another panel here. Here. This is tricky. In fact, this is far too tricky. It's too complicated. I can't be doing with this. See, no patience. I'm just gonna ignore the extra paneling. We're gonna do it this way. I'm gonna do it like this. Scoob! Stop. Come on. Stop. Far too complicated. Let's just do it this way. I was going to do all the beveled panels and everything, but now I'm like, you know what? Never mind. It's too complicated. I don't want to do that. That's much easier. Okay. So I need a lighter colour. So what I'm going to do now, rather than mix white with my red, I'm going to mix a light. I don't think this is light enough, but a light green. Oh, that'll do. A light green for my, because they're not shadows, they're highlights. But it'll still give a contrasting brown. So now I can do these bits. And it's kind of tone on tone. You don't have lots of clashing colours. Like that. Should have maybe used a slightly smaller brush. There we go. That's better. Oh, so much easier doing it this way. Like that. There we go. That's better. Be good because you haven't used any cards in a while. Really? We're doing shadow work next year. So it's going to be revisiting basic tarot work, and then for the more advanced, doing shadow work as well. So that'll be fun. Alrighty. So let's do a little bit of highlighting along the bottom of the door here, where the light's coming in. There we go. And along the baseboards a bit. There we go. Sorry, it's hard to see gouache on camera because it just shines until it dries and then you get to see what it actually looks like. Sorry about that. Been learning tarot for 2 years. It sounds like something to help you learn more. Yeah. A lot of tarot is just practice. I don't teach or read myself from like a book or something. I mean, if I get a new deck like that deck, I pulled a card from it the other day for class, and it was the first time I'd even opened the deck. I hadn't looked through it or anything, so I hadn't really become acquainted with it. So I kind of intuited what I thought from the 2 cards that we got, which happened actually to be right because I happen to know. Well, it's literature, so it's my kind of thing. I happened to intuit it correctly just from the cards themselves. But I had to look them up in the book to get kind of a deeper meaning of, oh, and here's other things that have been included in it, and this is how they link together. But mostly I advocate for buying a deck that you absolutely love and using it until you know it inside out. Because every time you look at a card, a lot of people read tarot like, this card means this, and this card means this, and this card means this, so therefore. Whereas I don't. I say, well, look at it, think about what you're asking it. Now, what are you looking at in the card? What grabs your attention first? What does the overall feeling of the card mean? You know, look at the colours, what are the colours telling you, that kind of stuff. Because you could pull a card today that has one meaning, and you could put the exact same card tomorrow for a different question, and it could have a completely different meaning because yesterday you saw it as one thing and today you see it as something else because you're coming from a different angle. It's literally like looking at a card from a completely different perspective. Hey, Ash. So that's how we do it. Okay, I'm going to use the rest of this green up here on the wall just to get rid of the grey a bit. So near where the light is, you would see the colour. Have a little bit of light coming up here as well. You can see a couple of bits of green, and maybe we'll use the dark green down here on the floor to kind of edge that shadow off nicely. If you put a sharp dark next to a sharp light, you get a better contrast, so let's put that there. And we're only using red and green.
In keeping with the situation.
Oh, Mrs. Dilber, I love her. She's fantastic. Okay, so now I just need to continue it a little bit on this side. So let's see, where's it going to be? About there and there. I'm not going to continue the board, I'll just continue the floor edging a little bit. Whoops. Woo. Okay. That wasn't supposed to happen. Okay, let's that's not what I was going for. Let's get a sense of where his underneath his bed is then, since we're and then his table's there, the rest of his bed is down there. There we go. Under his table there. There we go, that works. And then let's do, you know what, let's do the green again. Let's do, there's the ruffles underneath the pelmet. And we've got Scrooge down here with his little head poking out of the kitchen, out of the curtains. And there's probably be all bunched up around him, but he'll have a, maybe he's got it pulled up like that a bit. And then we'll use the rest of the green here. For his curtains over here. I like the idea of using green for Scrooge because green symbolises wealth and money and all that kind of stuff. I don't know, he seems like the kind of person who wouldn't want to spend money on curtains, but he needs bed curtains because it's cheaper than warming the room, right?
I'll take these.
Oh, well, would you like them in the green? Why? Well, the green is symbolic of money. It's good luck.
I'll take the green.
Hidden Realm. Oh, somebody on class has got the Hidden Realm one, yeah. Mary, 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 Mary. Oh, you can't see the whole thing together now, can you? There we go. There's the whole thing together. So Scrooge's little head would be poking out here. got his pelmet up there. I'll probably add some extra details with pencil. I like using pencil over gouache and watercolour, so it's a really nice way of adding small details without having to paint them in tiny. And you can firm up edges, like with these door bits. They're not really crisp like they should be for a bright light. Let's use the dark red with a little bit of the dark green, the shadow brown for his table there, which is going to be kind of in light. So he's got a little bit of a nightstand kind of effect going on here. There it is, it pokes out there. You can kind of see it standing there in the corner. Let's kind of do it like that. Oh, that's a nice effect where you can still see the, because that's acrylic, you can still see the white underneath the paint. That's kind of a cool effect. I like that. Okay, I've now got 3 different versions of this brown. Let's do it a little bit darker. There we go. Maybe a little bit of something for the back legs. Add a little bit of something darker to it. A little bit of darker brown maybe to the green. Bit of a shadow under there. Bit of a shadow underneath. Back legs. Maybe a cabinet effect on the door. A little bit of a door handle shadow. Maybe this would be in shadow here. And maybe on this side you might see, let's mix that with the light brown, you might see maybe a chamber pot or something on the side of his dresser with a bowl. Let's do something like that. Doesn't have to be perfectly drawn in or anything like that. It's just because you can't really see what's going on in the room. That's the idea. But you could, you can see there's something on the dresser. He's got a dresser there. I can tighten it up a bit with pencil. Yeah, affirmation cards are good. Meditation cards. There's all sorts of different things. Mantra cards. I mean, if you don't like the idea of using a card deck, you could just pick a mantra or even a Bible verse, We've got a few Christians in the group who actually, instead of doing, although some of them do tarot, they mostly use tarot and look at it from a biblical perspective and say, well, what does what biblical verse does the meaning of this tarot bring up for me? And then they use the Bible verse rather than the tarot card, if that makes sense. Bixela! Guten Abend. I can't remember how to say Merry Christmas in German. Oh my god. It's not Joyeux Noël, that's French. I can't remember how to say Merry Christmas in German, sorry. Brain has left the building. Farewell Nachten. That's why I couldn't remember it. Actually, I don't think I've heard that phrase before. That's not the one I learned. That would have a handle, wouldn't it? Yeah, I actually did German. German, French, Romanian and Latin are my good languages. I also know smatterings of Polish. I can read a few languages. I'm good with ancient Greek. I'm best with Latin because that's what I studied at uni. Once you've translated Ovid and Marcus Aurelius, you're pretty well on your way to understanding Latin. You can't help it, really. Okay, I'm going to tidy up a little bit of these door lines on the panelling, which is the bits where I wasn't quite... My hands were a bit shaky. So let's tidy those up a little bit. Oh, still a bit shaky. That's better. Fill in a few more details. Make it look a little bit more wood-like. Although it's kind of hard to paint wood in the dark, but you know. We'll go for a kind of grained effect, shall we? There we go, that'll do. It doesn't really show up on camera, but it is there. She's okay with Latin, but studying ancient Greek. Yeah, well, we studied, it was classical studies. So it was ancient Greek, ancient Rome and ancient Egypt. And you could do one principal language, and then all of your other studies, you did one principal and two minors, and your principal had to be one that went with your language. So my principal language was Latin, and I did smatterings of Greek, but I didn't do any hieroglyphics or anything. I kind of wish I had, because I like the hieroglyphics, but I was more into Greek and Roman at the time. I didn't do any Egyptian studies at all, actually. I think I might have done the myths and legends one. But myths and legends was all three together. It wasn't just one. And then you could do drama, but you either did Greek drama or you did Latin or you did Roman drama. So I did Roman drama, which was all like Ovid and all that kind of stuff. The Metamorphoses was what we concentrated on. And then I did philosophy. But again, the philosophy, it was more the Roman philosophers, not the Greek philosophers. So we did the basics of Greek philosophy because you had to, but then, you know, we spent like a term doing Greek philosophy basics. And then we did a term on modern philosophy and then a term on general Roman philosophy for the first year. And then the next 2 years were proper Roman philosophy and the generals and all that kind of stuff. Where's the doorknob? I haven't painted it in yet. I drew it in earlier. I haven't painted it in yet. He wouldn't have a knob, he'd have a lock. And he's going to have 2 locks, actually. But I drew them in, but I haven't painted them in. Because, see, it's going to go there. And there. That's the key. See? There's method in my madness, you know. That's the next thing, actually. While I've still got the dark paints out. I need a small paintbrush. Ooh. You'll do. You're nice and firm. So let's put in the shape of the lock, which is going to be here. I'm going to overemphasize the shape, otherwise you won't really see it. And then I'm going to put some darkness in the lock. On the inside. Again, for that contrast with the light. Okay. Now, they didn't have doorknobs. They used the keys to open. That's why they had the big handles on the keys. You didn't have a knob. You opened and shut your door with the key. So hanging up here, I thought I drew it in. Did I paint over it? Or did I erase it? Over here, he's going to have a little plaque thingy on the wall. Won't be very prominent or anything. You'll only really see it because of the light coming out from under the door. And that's where his keys are going to be hung. But I'm going to draw the key, I think, so that it stands out a bit. And once that's dry, I'll go over it with some of the green paint so you can't really see it so much. And now we need his deadbolt. Let's give him a nice big brass deadbolt, shall we? So there's the housing for the bolt. And there's the bolt. You've got to be careful with this because gouache will pick up the layers underneath and mix together. It will re-wet itself, so you've got to be quite careful. I might have to go over this with acrylic actually. And there's a catch on one side and the catch on the other. Let's guesstimate the handle would be about there. So that's where the handle will be. Now I have to wait till that's dry a bit more. That's going to be dark. Did ancient Greek, and after that she did a postgraduate in library science. Library science is the literal translation of the Dutch word. Oh right, okay. Yeah, we've got a word for it. I can't remember what it is. But yeah, library science is an actual... It's got like a word for it, like philosophy has a word for it. What am I drawing? This is Scrooge in his bed. I haven't drawn his face yet, but it's going to go there. Hiding behind his curtains as the light from the Ghost of Christmas Present shines under the door. So it's Scrooge's bedroom, basically. Need some more of that green. Oh, I got really bad deja vu there. That was weird. Whoa. Ooh. Very strange. Okay. There's a glitch in the matrix, guys. There's a glitch in the matrix. Just kind of do some dark shadows across here to give a impression of the boards continuing across there. Don't want to paint them all in, so I'll watch the rest on replay. Been a long and hectic day. Yeah, time for bed. Gosh, it's 9 o'clock already. Have a good Christmas, Lisa. Or good Boxing Day. Nice restful one tomorrow. Alright, I like this gold colour, so I think what I'm going to do is use some more of that colour on the light. This is ochre. I'm going to use acrylic because I want to put something over it. So just going to water down some acrylic. So I think gold light is appropriate for the Ghost of Christmas Present, don't you? That's why I put the white down, so that it would look gold rather than brown. I think next time I paint with gouache I might try doing the whole of the base layer in acrylic, matte acrylic, and then painting the details in gouache over the top, because then I wouldn't have so much colour shifting happening. James Gurney can do it, so can I. That's what I say. I don't care if people tell me it's an unstable surface. It always makes me laugh when people say, well, but if you put that over that, that's an unstable surface. Gouache is an unstable surface to begin with. It's watercolour. 600 years later, you can still re-wet it and rework it. So don't tell me it's not a stable surface. It's not a stable surface anyway, no matter what you do with it. So it can't be any worse, right? Let's go and give a load of bunch thumbs up. What's that? Oh, my streams always get thumbs down. I usually get one while I'm streaming because somebody's dropped in, doesn't understand what I'm doing, doesn't like what I'm doing, and it's too long. It's not interesting enough or whatever. Or they just don't like live streams. And then I have one... I always get a thumbs down on everything I do. And it's at the same time after the notifications go out. So I'm pretty sure it's the same person. Just every time. Thumbs down. All the time. But it doesn't matter. I don't care. I just think it's funny that somebody would spend their time and energy on giving my video a thumbs down. I don't think I've ever thumbs down a video, except for one. I did thumbs down a video where it was a really crap video. It looked like it was going to be a good video, but it was just clickbait, and it was rubbish, and it was badly done, and it wasn't accurate. Most of the information was wrong. So I thumbed that down because that's telling other users that that's not a very good video. That's what I use the thumbs up and down for. I will give a thumbs down for a video that's just rubbish. Not like, oh, I don't like this video, therefore I'm going to thumb it down. If I like a video, I will thumb it up. But the only time I thumb it down a video is if it's literally rubbish. You know, or if it's like one of those videos where it's been taken from somebody else's channel, that kind of stuff. I always do that kind of stuff. But what's the point? I actually wish YouTube would just switch to the thing like Facebook and Instagram where you just have hearts. You either have hearts or you don't. And then the people who worry about how many hearts they've got can just sit and worry about that. And the rest of us can just get on with our lives. Honestly, if I was in any way worried about numbers or analytics or anything like that, my channel would not have been sitting at round about 11,500 subscribers for the last 4 years. In fact, I found my old Filofax things, and it was actually 2004 that I hit 10,000 subscribers. So I've been sitting at over 10,000 subscribers, between 10 and 12,000 subscribers, because it's gone up and it's gone down since 2004. So 5-6 years nearly. If I was in any way worried about that, I'd be doing a lot more for YouTube than I am now. So... I'm not a YouTuber. I just happen to put videos on YouTube. YouTube is not my main job. It's just something I do because I like interacting with you guys and I like chatting with you guys. And I enjoy it. And I do it, even if all my videos constantly got thumbs down, I would still do it. Because I don't do it for likes and subscribes and numbers. I do it for you guys because you guys come and join me and chat. The Art Nouveau Tarot deck. Oh, it's lovely, that one. It really is lovely, that one. I like a lot of the Art Nouveau decks. But I've got enough decks for now. I don't need to get any more decks. I've got 3 decks that I'm not familiar with, so I don't need to get any more decks. I need to be familiar with the ones I've already got. I think Scooby might want to go out to wee. Do you want to go pee, Boo? Do you need to party? Do you need to go party? You on party? You want to go out? No, you just want dinner. Well, you're not having second dinner yet. It's coming out all right, isn't it? Now, the pièce de résistance. because I'll do all the extra details, because I'll do all the extra details for this and his head and everything. Oh, I could paint his face in, couldn't I? Let's get a basic acrylic. No, because you're being naughty now. I'm going to stop in a minute, just for those of you who are thinking, I've been sat here a while, maybe I should get off the TV. I am going to stop in a minute, so... but I'm going to pop a bit of his face in here. So let's put some... I think his face would be sort of that sort of size. And maybe you'll see a little bit of his hands poking out or something. And then he's got his hat. What hat did we give him before? He was wearing a little bobble hat type thing, wasn't he? What did we give him last time? Jacob Marley. There he is. He's got a long hair and a hat, like a cotton hat. So let's say his cotton hat might be about there with his tassels. This is acrylic as well, so I'm just using matte acrylic is like using gouache. You can do stuff over the top of it. And then he'd have some hair coming down, maybe. Yeah, that's maybe a little bit too big, but that's okay. I can... Let's cut that down just a little bit and then paint back down and around that. That's just a little bit too high. There we go. So his face will be there. It'll be his face there. You might see a little bit of his hands and his neck down here. And his hair straggling out. And then that's his cap there. I like to draw faces in pen, so I'll draw that differently. Oh, 2020, I just put up the monthly payments for 2020 on my site. So if you are one of those people who doesn't like to use Patreon, or you've been paying on Patreon or Ning, and you've now cancelled your payment because you were waiting for the January payments for When Frogs Sing 2020, those are now available. So if you go to RhomanysRealm.org.uk, link is down below, and go to the members bit and create a login. You have to be a member to have a payment plan so that I know who you are. Make a login, sign up, and then you can go back to the members page either on the website or in the app. If you get the Wix app, you can do it on the Wix app if you go to RhomanysRealm and as a member and sign in. And then you can chat with other members, and you can also purchase the monthly payments for When Frogs Sing 2020. And it automatically sets you up for 12 monthly payments. So that's another option if you'd rather do it that way rather than Patreon. I know some people don't like Patreon. Okay, so family's calling. Oh no, you're going to miss the best bit. Bertzela, you're going to miss the best bit. You're going to miss the sparkles. Make them wait. This stuff, I love this stuff. I got this in the kids crafting section at Wilko's. It's Reeves glitter gel, and it must be 15 years old. And it's still going strong. And I love it. I use it every chance I get. Look at this. Isn't this just perfect for Christmas? And it's holographic. It doesn't look it under these lights, but it is holographic. So it sparkles all sorts of iridescent colours. Let me see if I can show you. Yeah, it doesn't really do it under these fluorescent lights, but... Oh, you can kind of see it there, a bit. See, it sparkles all different colours. So it's like a Christmas tree. So I'm going to liberally throw that all over this. It's water-based paint, which is why I put acrylic down. And then for the page where I've got a picture of the Ghost of Christmas Past from the book, what I thought I'd do is do this again with the gold background. So I'll white out the page, and then I'll do the gold background, and then I'll surround him with all this glittery stuff. Scrooge will not know what has hit him. Lay it on nice and thick, because the gel is completely clear. You won't see any of the gel once it dries. So you can put it on nice and thick. Let's have some sparkles coming all the way over here towards Scrooge. Maybe he could be surrounded. Oh, he could be surrounded by sparkly bits. Scrooge, come in here, you horrible little man. Yeah, let's surround him with the joy of Christmas present. Like a little spotlight. Okay, that just looks wet to you. But it's actually sparkles. Oh, look, you can see all the sparkles now picking up the colours. Once it dries, it's so pretty. And because it's a gel, it doesn't come off either. So it's not like glitter, where in about 2 days, if you rub your hand over it, it will be gone. So that actually looks like gold paint now. It's really pretty. And he's got his... Scrooge to be sat there going, "Wah!" I might just pencil in his features so he's really spotlighted. So you can only just see his face, like...
It's not Jacob Marley.
Check out that sparkle. I think it's very Scrooge too that the only other thing spotlighted in his whole room is his bedpan. Isn't that very Scrooge? I think so. So I'll have to let that dry now, and then I can go in with some pencil and some gel pen and some ballpoint pen and, you know, bump it up a bit. And then on this side, I'm going to paint the whole of this page in that gold colour as well. And we'll have the Ghost of Christmas Present and Scrooge. Those are... I thought they were in the book, actually. I thought I'd put them in the book, but apparently I've put them somewhere else. Maybe they're in my little box of bits. Did I put them in my little box of bits? I've got the Rackham versions from my book. Scanned it and cut it out. No, they're not in here either. Where's my Ghost of Christmas Present? I know I had him here somewhere. He was on my desk. Has somebody made off with my Ghost of Christmas Present? What in tarnation? Oh, I know what I did. I put them all in here. Here he is. Here's the Ghost of Christmas Present. See, he'll be on that big jolly yellow background. His background there is yellow anyway. And then there's Scrooge in his little gold dressing gown. I think that'll look really cool. So the whole of that page would be like really in your face, gold sparkly. And I've actually got... Ooh! Hang on. Here's another option. I might do this. Where is it? Where did I put it? There it is. One of my Christmas presents came in... that. Maybe I'll put some of that on there. Just put some of that on that page. Go like really over the top with it. I might do that. That would be really cool. If that doesn't say Christmas, I don't know what does. Of course, it would only be like this page. Just that page, and then we've got the rest. So, this was one of my Christmas presents. I've got a gouache tub that's got a seal on it. So my wet gouache, I can leave it in here and it doesn't all flake up and dry. So like that blob and that is still wet. So if I leave it for like a day or two and come back to it, it'll still be wet when I come back to it. Oops, that's still wet. Whoa! Ah! No! Oh yes, she did. Oh yes, she did. It's only glitter. It's fine. But we don't want the glitter over there on the door. There we go. Whoops. This glitter gel does take a while to dry. I'll have to leave it open. That's why I had the clips on it to stop me doing that. Right, there you go, guys. It does feel very Victorian, doesn't it? And I've got the gold and black thread in my machine as well at the moment. I've got the gold thread in it, so I might sew it on. Or I might at least stitch round it before I stick it onto the page. So I might do it that way as well. I think that'd be kind of cool. So, thanks for joining me, guys. It's been nice to sit and chat with you. Hope you've all had a good Christmas. For those of you who are already on Boxing Day, I hope it's nice and relaxing. I will be back. I'm taking some time off now. I'm just doing admin stuff and my own journaling for a little while. But I will be back on New Year's Eve. Hopefully I'll have done a bit more of this by then. But I am going to do a stream on New Year's Eve because I don't do New Year's Eve. I hate New Year's Eve. I'd rather be here with you guys. So if any of you are not going out, I need to stay home and make some noise because of the fireworks. So having the fireworks on and everything else will distract the dogs. So, yeah, any of you who were on Trello, join on Wix. I meant to put that up on... I thought I'd put it up on Trello, but I'll put it up anyway. You can chat to each other. It's got a chat room where you can literally just talk. And it's not to do with me or anything. It's just where you guys can get to know each other. It's kind of an informal area where you can just chat. Oh. Was that spam? Did we have a spammer, Cody? Crikey. We don't get spam very often. I'm curious to see what it was now. I don't even know what that means. Okay. It's probably spam. Cody was already on it, so before I even saw it, so it's probably spam. Cody's good with spam, that's why I keep her around. She's so on the ball. She's the only person who's actually paying attention to chat all the time while she's doing something else. That's why she's here, because she's so damn good at catching them. She's so fast. Nobody's as fast a spam catcher as Cody. One of the few benefits of ADHD, she actually can pay attention to chat and do something at the same time. Whereas me, I'm struggling to walk and talk and paint all at once. Yeah, have a good Christmas, have a cool Yule, have a happy Hanukkah, whatever it is you're celebrating or not celebrating. I don't care. Enjoy your week. And I will see you back here on New Year's Eve. I'm just going to do some more of this. I just want to paint and have fun and hang out with you guys. That's what we're going to do.